and we're actually bringing out some truths, peel back the layers of all this fluff.
Shining the light on this industry as a whole. Maybe you should stay away from it. Tim Bray here, Seaport Real Estate Group, William Pitt Sotheby's International Realty. Here's another episode of Real Estate Raw and Uncut. Today we're talking about debt to income ratios, and oftentimes I'm asked by people, where are we in the cycle? How can you read the real estate tea leaves? And one of those tea leaves is debt to income ratio. Now, debt to income ratios can be broken up into two different formulas. One is called the front end ratio, and that front end ratio calculates all those house payments that you make. So your mortgage payment, your interest, your taxes, and your insurance. And then that is supposed to be a certain percentage of your gross monthly income. Now, I always recommend that you keep that front end ratio 28% or below. Now, a lot of lenders will argue with me on that one, but a nice healthy number is 28% or below. You can calculate that on your own. The back end ratio, now the back end ratio is your payments, your interest, your taxes, your insurance, your credit card payments, your daycare payments, your student loan debt, anything that you're gonna find on a credit report is going to go into that back end ratio, and it's extremely important. And it's extremely important that you keep that back end ratio 36% of your income or below. And again, we're talking about gross monthly income, so pretty easy to calculate. I'll write a blog on this one as well. One place that we have an issue is FHA. Now, FHA typically recommends that the front end ratio be right around 31%, which is fine, and below 43% on the back end ratio. But I know that FHA loans and their automated approval system accepts ratios as high as 46.99% on the front end, and on the back end 56.99, which is scary. Now, why does this affect you, and how does this affect your economy as a whole? So after a correction, lenders are very tight, and those front and back end ratios get much smaller because they're scared. They've just taken a hit, and they want to make sure that the people who are going to go out and purchase real estate don't just have a heartbeat, but can actually repay those loans. So you'll see those tightening up. Now, after it stayed tight for some time, what happens is people are buying within their means. They have discretionary income, so they're not spending quite as much on housing, which leaves room after they get their paycheck and after they've paid their front and back end ratios to go on vacations, to buy clothing, to pay for daycare, to do all those things that help to fuel the local economy. So that's why after a crash, what you'll see is ratios tighten up, all of a sudden the economy starts to get back, and then we forget. And so you really want to pay attention. Just because that lender is out there and is willing to give you more money doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you should be spending. Don't think that the lender has your best interest in mind regarding the amount of money that they are going to give to you. So again, what happens is you've got this pool of buyers, and over time, if those back end ratios have loosened up and it's easier to get money from the bank, then they have less money to spend on the local economy. And what you see, for example, have you ever seen in a neighborhood or in a certain town that there's this pizza restaurant that just can't make it, yet the location seems to be great? Well, what could be happening is the majority of those people in that town that are servicing that restaurant don't have discretionary income. They can't afford to go out and get a pizza. So you've got to pay attention to some things like the front, the back end ratios, interest rates, and the list could go on, but I want to focus on that right now. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Tim Bray, Seaport Real Estate Group, helping our clients to buy low, sell high, rent, or strategically stay out of the marketplace.